Well, good morning everybody and welcome to a dramatic final day here of the English Amateur Championships. We are here live at Lindrick Golf Club, as you can see just behind me. This is the 9th green here, and coming down is your first set of finalists for the men's. We've got George Ash, Joe Sullivan currently going toe to toe. They are tied through 8 as it stands at the minute. For the women's as well, we have Abby Teasdale and Davina Zhang. They're also going toe to toe, a couple of holes back. As it stands at the minute, Davina Zhang is 1 up through 4 last time I checked. So there we go, big drama going on here today. Now, if you are tuning in, hello and welcome. It's a glorious day today. We are going to be bringing you the action as it happens live. Now, this afternoon as well, this is played over 36 holes, by the way. This is the first set of 18 as well. So we will have a full set of 18 in the first section. And then, of course, later this afternoon, we're going to bring you extended coverage right to the finish. You are going to see, feel every single emotion as it happens here live at Lindrick Golf Club. I'm going to get out a shot because you can see the players just coming down now over there. They're just over the other side actually of the bush up there. George Ash and Joe Sullivan. George Ash from Hallows. He's a Yorkshire boy himself. Lindrick, where we are now, we're Worksop, which is outside Worksop, South Yorkshire. So far, yesterday they had to play 36 holes as well, the quarterfinal and semi-finals. First up for George Ash, he beat Tyler Weaver 2-1 in the morning. Then he beat Charlie Foster 1 up in the semi-finals. He's really been run close so far. Joe Sullivan yesterday out of Royal Ashdown Forest, of course we know very well indeed. He actually defeated Luke Poulter in the quarterfinals yesterday, son of the famous Ian Poulter, of course, 5-4, and then in the semi-finals he beat Matt Gauntlet 4-3. So the players now making their way down. They are deadlocked. They are tied through 8. Here we are on the 9th. George Ash and Joe Sullivan. It's the final of the Men's English Amateur Championship here live at Lindrick. If you have a question at any time or just want to show some support, please do comment below. We can see your comments. We are here live right in the heart of the action. There's no studio for you. Just see me literally walking up to the fringe of the green. We're here right in the midst of it. So if you want to have your say, please do comment below. If you want to show some support, please do. I'm just looking up there on the right. I'm just wondering, is somebody in a bit of trouble there? Have we got a lost ball? Or is everything okay? Now, George Ash, a player we know very well, is a Yorkshireman himself, so he'll be well at home here in South Yorkshire. Played a lot on the 2020 Pro Tour with our good friends Chris Hansen and Adam Walker, so we know he's a good competitor. Joe Sullivan out of Royal Ashdown, a beautiful, absolutely beautiful track. If you ever played at Royal Ashdown, please do tell us what did you make of it. But there's some wonderful sights there, isn't there? There really is. Now, in the ladies' side of things as well, we're going to catch up with the women. So we're going to stick with the boys for a little bit. Then we're going to drop back and catch some of the women's action as well. Abby Teasdale and Davina Zhang going toe-to-toe. Abby Teasdale from Royal Fremantle, Davina from Mendip Spring. Yesterday, Abby Teasdale's route to the final included a 3-1 victory over Alexandra Phelps in the quarter-final, and then a 5-4 victory over Harriet Barker in the semi-final for Davina Zhang. She took down Katie Stevens, who caused a bit of an upset by beating Lottie Woad, but Davina won against Katie Stevens 8-6. And then in the afternoon, in the semi-final, she defeated Nicola Slater 6-5. So Davina certainly coming in with form. In fact, all of the players are coming in with form. This is round 6 so far of this tournament. This is match play here today, and look at the galleries gathering as well. We've got a lot of people coming down to watch. If you are in the area of Worksop or South Yorkshire at all and you want to come down, you are welcome. Please do pop down. We are here at Lindrick Golf Club just outside Worksop. You are more than welcome to come down and enjoy the afternoon's play. We're here with the morning session, as you can see, 36-hole final. This is the first set of 18, as you can see. And coming down, Joe Sullivan and George Ash for the Men's English Amateur Championship final. So we have had some comments coming in already, actually. Robert Hardacre coming down this afternoon, didn't realise it was at Lindrick this year. It's also been at Worksop as well. We must say a big thank you to Worksop. We are broadcasting on the Worksop Facebook page as well. They've been co-hosts this year. So hello, welcome wherever you're watching from as well. One's gone off to the right. The drama is very real here. The par 4 ninth we're currently looking at now. About to play their approach shots in. George Ash and Joe Sullivan. Tell us where you're watching from this Sunday morning. Are you at home? Are you at work? Are you on holiday? We want to hear from you. We are broadcasting across the world too. We want to say a big thank you to our broadcast partners as well. A big thank you to one of our biggest supporters, Women in Golf magazine. Everybody there, a huge thank you to you. We are on their Facebook and YouTube. A huge thank you to Today's Golfer as well. Do check them out also. And over in India, at India Golf Weekly. Big thank you to you. So we're all over the world. Do tell us where you're watching from. We want to hear from you. What a lovely shot that was onto the green. We're going to get our first look, and here comes another one too. We're going to get our first look now at the players up close as they make their way down to the 9th green here at Lindrick. It's the first set of 18. Are we going to see all 36 holes? Are we going to go beyond that? There has to be a winner today. So if we are deadlocked after 36 holes, we will go to a playoff. Now to play, look at this. This is such a nice thing to be able to see, isn't it? It's a big tournament, the English Amateur Championships. Players making their way down, spectators galore, really getting involved here at Lindrick. Do come down. Robert, we know, make sure you come say hello to us as well, won't you, when you pop down. If you do come down to the club later this afternoon or whenever, and you see us about, please do tap us on the shoulder. Please do say hello. We'd love to hear from you. We do like to chat to the spectators as well. We are going to interview the players once they finish their first set of 18 as well, just see how they've been feeling. Now I can see, is that George coming down towards us? I'll double check. As soon as I get a closer look at each player, I'll be able to tell you who is exactly who, and then we can pop their names up on the screen for you as we make our way around this sensational golf club in a dramatic final day here at Lindrick. Now, if you are tuning in to see the women as well, don't worry, we will have you covered. We're going to follow the boys for another hole or so, then we're going to drop back and catch up with the women as well. Abby Teasdale and Davina Zhang going toe-to-toe currently as it stands. Last time I checked, Davina was 1 up. I wonder if I can get a score update on that. So Davina's still, confirmation, Davina Zhang still 1 up through 5 in the Women's English Amateur Championship final. First set of 18, of course. So just to confirm for those watching, George Ash is in the blue top there. So these greens looking very pure, aren't they? Joe Sullivan marching down towards us as well. It's so nice to see so many spectators. I think I can see George Mason here as well, an amateur we know very well. Played a lot on the 2020 Pro Tour too and competed in the English Amateur Championships. So it's going to be George Ash now to have his go. All square through 8, this pairing. It's the final of the English Amateur Championship here live. On it goes, go on. It's going to be well short, I think, is it? Oh, it's running, it's running. It's a good effort. So Joe Sullivan just having a good chat with his caddy. Joe Sullivan out of Royal Ashdown. Took down Luke Poulter in the quarterfinals yesterday, and Matt Gauntlet to reach the final today. 36 holes, of course. They went out at 8:30 this morning. So Sullivan, has he read that well? It's not a bad effort from there. I don't know how well you can pick it up on the camera, but it almost drops down to a mini valley. And he picks it up. Does that mean George Ash won the hole? We'll find out shortly. We're going to head to 10 now. We'll keep you updated whilst we, we'll keep the camera actually on the players, shall we, whilst we make our way over. And I believe George Ash, that was to go 1 up again. He did have the lead in this game early on, and let me just check the score. Oh, they're still all square. Looks like they remain all square. Left for George Ash. Right, we'll jump in the buggy, make our way down to the 10th green here whilst we go down. Just confirmation, all square between George Ash and Joe Sullivan here. Let's just pop that lead, just whilst we jump in the buggy, let's just pop that leaderboard up onto the screen so you can see how things are currently going in the women's game as well. Abby Teasdale taking on Davina Zhang. Both ladies being in good form, very good. You have to be in good form, don't you? This is round 6 of the English. Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just going to give you a better look actually. So whilst we pop that down, let's pop the leaderboard down actually, and we'll drive up, and you can see the amount of people here as well. We're in the buggy right now, just driving through, and it's a great sight, isn't it? Look at the amount. I can't believe the amount of people here already. This is over 36 holes, of course. Remember, this is the first set of 18 as well. We're on 10 right now here at Lindrick. Another par 4, fairly short par 4 actually. Certainly gettable this one. There might be a few opportunities here. We'll go over this way actually so we can get a nice shot of everybody. And look down here, if you're just in South Yorkshire side Worksop, if you want to watch even more live golf in 2020, I do also head over to Live Sport now on YouTube. That's who we are. You can subscribe, make sure you do hit subscribe as well, and you can follow Live Golf in 2022. And if you want to have your say, you can do. If you comment on YouTube at Live Sport now, we can actually show your comment on screen as well. So please do head on over. Move forward a little bit because it looks like it's going to be Joe Sullivan up first. So there we go. The comments coming in. comments coming in nicely. Have your say. We can see them. We want to hear from you. We're also at the England Golf Twitter page as well. So please do retweet, like, comment, share. This is your show. We bring you closer to the action. We want to hear from you. And I'm delighted to say I've had a bit of information coming from a good friend of mine, Adam Walker. I know you're watching, Adam. George's caddy today, Sam Bairstow. Of course, he played in the Open, so we will catch up with Sam. We know Sam from previous tournaments too. And George caddied for him in that. Sam also played on the DP World Tour. Scottish Open. Now this is Joe Sullivan. And George Ash over there on the left at the Hallows. Big shout before left off the tee. Don't think he's found too much trouble there though. It's the second shot, par 4 10th here at Lindrick. And if it holds, it's just run off the back of the green for George Ash. We're going to whiz across, make our way down there now. We've actually had quite a bit of rain this morning too, would you believe? Looks like it's going to get brighter and brighter as the day progresses. Should have the better of it this afternoon for the second set of 18. Of course, if it goes that far as well, so 36 hole final, will we need all 36 holes? Will we need more? There has to be a winner today. And if it's deadlocked after 36, we will go to a playoff. Yeah, so a few notable faces. George Mason's here as well. I saw him. Adam Walker watching will know, of course, George very well from the 2020 Pro Tour. So Judge just pulled a referee over. Let me just see if I can have a little listen in, shall we? I think he's just double checking that he can mark it up, and he can. George Ash over off to the right, as you see, did just run off the back of the green. All square, these two. So George Ash here, going to chip on. Found trouble again. Big opportunity for Joe to go one up here. Run on, run on, run on. These greens are running pure, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful, but still a big opportunity. Joe Sullivan here. If he sinks this, he'll take the hole for the first time in the Men's English Amateur Championship final. He'll take the lead and go one up. If not, he's still got a big opportunity. He just needs to put it close. And he tells him to take it away. So Joe Sullivan, for the first time in the final, goes into the lead. And Joe Sullivan is 1 up through 10 in the Men's English Amateur Championship final. Let's just get confirmation. Let's pop that live leaderboard onto the screen. We're going to whiz through to the 11th tee box. So Sullivan now with the slight initiative in this. George Ash did lead the way after early stages, but now it's Joe Sullivan. We're going to head greenside actually for the 11th. A nice par 3. Joe Sullivan 1 up in the final here. You have to appreciate. Hello, George.
All right.
How you doing, mate? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Have you been playing this week?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Knocked out by Gash, George.
Ah.
First round.
You still follow, you're supporting him though?
21 holes.
Was it?
Yeah. Good match, to be fair. He was 6 under 5.
Blimey.
Easy work.
Really? Not bad, eh? Catch up with you in a bit, mate. It's good to see you. Right, we are going to whiz around. I wonder if people wouldn't mind clearing us a path. I think they will. Sorry guys, thank you. Cheers, thanks. Thanks guys. We'll whiz our way to the back here. There we go. We're going to watch them hole out here, and then for those wanting to catch up with the women, we are going to do that as well. So once we've finished up here, I did see the women just marching down the 9th, so not long to go. I'll park you up. So I was just chatting to, I don't know if you ever heard, I was just chatting to George Mason there as well. Of course, he's been playing in the English Amateur Championship, lost to George Ash, and it took him 21 holes. Incredible, isn't it? So just saying there, they went round. George Ash 6 under, George Mason 5 under. So good to see the support here, really, really raring to go. That was the voice of George Mason a little bit. Hopefully you heard that as we were driving along. We're going to catch up with these players once they finish their first set of 18. If you ever watch our coverage, you know we normally dart about chatting to players during the round. We're not going to do that. I'm sure you can appreciate this is quite a big day for these players. It is, of course, the final of the men's and women's English Amateur Championships here live at Lindrick. We will catch up with them, though. We'll speak to both George and Joe and Sam Bairstow as well once they finish their first set of 18 at the 18th green as well, before they go again for their second set. So, well, until the finish then, really, isn't it? Will we need a full second set of 18? Will we need more? Well, we're going to find out this afternoon, and you are going to see it here live. Remember, if you haven't already, head over to Live Sport now on YouTube. There's a link in the body of this broadcast. Make sure you hit subscribe as well. You can watch live golf in 2022. It's live, it's free. We bring you closer to the action. And if you want to have your comment shown on screen, your message of support, please do comment. We can see them. We've got a ball just over to the left of the camera as you're looking at it. It's been hit right from the tee box. So more comments coming in as well. So we've got a ball just up here. You can follow me, just actually safely on the ridge as well. So no problems here. I didn't actually see where the second ball went. Over off to the right, we think. So neither ball on the green here. This is the par 3 11th here at Lindrick. It is Joe Sullivan 1 up against George Ash through 10. for the final of the Men's English Amateur Championship. After this, once the players have gone through, we're going to head back and catch up with the women as well. Abby Teasdale going toe-to-toe with Davina Zhang in the Women's English Amateur Championship. You're going to see it all, you're going to hear it, you're going to feel and see every emotion as it's captured live. Have your say here today. This is why we broadcast on social media, so you can get involved as well at home. You've already seen we've been putting the comments on screen. We want to hear from you. Please do get in touch. Show these players support. Big careers coming up for these young men and women. Remember the names: George Ash, Joe Sullivan, Davina Zhang, Abby Teasdale. You're going to be hearing a lot of them over the next 15, 20 years or so. And not just these players as well. What a field we have had. The likes of Rachel Gawley, Lottie Woad in the field. We just heard from George Mason there. Luke Poulter has been in the field. It's been an absolute cracker. It really has over the course of the week here. A big thank you to Worksop Golf Club as well, co-host alongside Lindrick. If you haven't played either, why haven't you played either? Do check them out. South Yorkshire. We're back up north. Of course, Joe Sullivan's come away from Royal Ashdown, hasn't he? George Ash is a Yorkshireman himself. Davina from Mendip Springs. And Abby Teasdale from Royal Fremantle. And as you can see, the players at Sam Bairstow has been handed a nice sandwich. Wonder what's in it. And although it's only 25 past 10, a couple of the spectators have started on the beers already. It's going to be a few sore heads tomorrow, I think. So George Ash over here on the right, I think he's going to go, is he going to go first? No, he's not. He's certainly closer to the flag, isn't he? So it's going to be Joe Sullivan up first. Putter out, it's just on the fairway there. Just off the green, but puttable territory. I think it's going to be ever so slightly downhill too. Oh, well, he needed it to hit the flagstick there. Got a bit lucky with that, needed it, and it worked out. Lovely shot by George Ash. Let it roll on a bit, roll on a bit. We've had a comment actually come in on Facebook, and a well-deserved round of applause there from John Duck. He says, even John watching from the halfway house on the 11th hole. Well, we're at the halfway house now. Even John, if you're watching, wave. Let's put the camera on the spectators a second and just see. Even John, if you're watching, wave, give us a wave. I don't think they're watching now, I think they're too busy. Fair enough. But as you can see, all smiles around. All right, let's bring the play back to the green, shall we? George Ash and Joe Sullivan. Joe Sullivan one up in this match here at the par 3 11th. Here is George Ash.
Well done, George.
Well done. So there we go, that's the end of the 11th here. Players are going to make their way across now to 12. We are going to actually head back to the women. So if you are tuning in, wanting to catch up with Abby Teasdale and Davina Zhang, well, good, now is the time, because we're going to head back and catch up with the women. Just confirmation, Joe Sullivan still 1 up in this match against George Ash. This is the men's English Amateur Championship final. Now we're going to go catch up with the women for the women's English Amateur Championship final. Whilst we do, of course, England Golf, they have a number of big incentives going on at the minute, none more than iGolf. You might have heard a lot about it in the news recently. Well, what is iGolf? Well, let's have a little look and find out. Roll BT. So here we go, as if by magic, there we go. We've caught up with the Women's English Amateur Championship final straight away. Thanks for sticking around, don't go anywhere. We're going to stay with the girls for a little bit. Now what we're going to do throughout the day is we are going to keep coming backward and forward throughout the day. Once we watch the girls for a couple of holes or so, we're going to break the broadcast off just for a little bit. We will pop the leaderboard up, but then we're going to head down to 17, catch up with the men's and women's English Amateur Championship finals here as they finish up. Catch a word with all of the players before they get ready to go again for the extended coverage all the way to the finish. Yes, it's a huge day. It's a dramatic day. I just wonder if I can get a score update from my producer on how the women are getting on. Well, I can tell you, actually, I've just seen myself. Davina Zhang is now 2 up through 9 against Abby Teasdale. Abby Teasdale out of Royal Fremantle, Davina Zhang out of Mendip Spring, and Davina is 2 up through 9 in this match in the first set of 18. It's a 36-hole playoff final here for the Women's English Amateur Championship. Here we are at 10. And it's just landed a little bit short as that one. So Abby Teasdale, her route from the quarterfinal, semi-final into this final, she defeated Alexandra Phelps 3-1 in the quarterfinal yesterday morning. They took down Harriet Barker 5-4 in the afternoon semi-final. For Davina Zhang, she beat Katie Stevens 8-6 in the quarterfinal. Katie Stevens, of course, beat one of the favourites, Lottie Wode, in her match. And in the semi-finals, she defeated Nicola Slater 6-5. So Davina Zhang is certainly on form right now, isn't she? And she's currently 2 up through 9 here for the Women's English Amateur Championship final. Don't worry, you are going to see the men's as well. You're going to see every emotion as it happens live, and unless we're incredibly unlucky, and I say incredibly unlucky, and both matches finish at the same time, you will see both winning moments for the men's and women's too. So Joe Sullivan 1 up through 10 in the men's English Amateur Championship final. Davina Zhang 2 up through 9 in the women's English Amateur Championship final. And here we are now with the women. So Davina Zhang is the one slightly closer to us walking down now. Abby Teasdale with the white skort, white cap. Davina Zhang in the black skort, sort of bluey green top. Slightly less crowd following these two. Of course, George Ash, no surprise, there's a big crowd for him. He is a Yorkshireman. We are in Yorkshire, and as we know, the Yorkshire population certainly get behind their sporting heroes. Remember the names of these 4 players, because you're going to be hearing a lot about them. I remember watching them in the English Amateur Championships when they're going on to win majors. part of the Ryder Cup, Solheim Cup teams, no doubt. Of course, I won't put too much on them just yet, but it's a big step in their careers. Even just reaching the final, it has to be said, is a mammoth achievement. It really is. Stroke play started the event, then those who qualified made it through to the match play, and it's been knockout all the way through to this final. A lot of golf has been played so far by these players. Fatigue will no doubt kick in a little bit too. Who has got not just the ability with the club, but who's got the mental strength to carry it through too. And get your messages of support in. We have seen quite a lot coming in. We know we've got people watching from Australia as well. Hello, if you are down under, I hope you're enjoying the coverage so far. We've got a lot more to bring you throughout the course of the day too. So here is Abby Teasdale from Royal Fremantle. Nice high chip on there. Still work to do. What can Davina do? Can she put it close and put some big pressure on? So Davina Zhang now, taking her time. Rightly so. Could be a career-changing day for these players. Okay, so it looks like Abby's a little bit closer, but Davina, if she sinks this, she'll obviously go first. If she can sink it, she'll put a lot of pressure on, but it's quite a difficult read. This green, you might not be able to see it too much, but it does fluctuate quite a bit. It just makes you think twice. Got to get your reads absolutely spot on. Everybody goes quiet. She knew it. She knew it immediately. And one thing we know about Davina, she's not a fan of the camera. And there's a chance for Abby Teasdale to win the hole. claw one back. And she does too, so confirmation there that now Davina Zhang slips back to 1 up. Abby Teasdale pulls a hole back, so Davina Zhang 1 up through 10 here in the final of the Women's English Amateur Championship. And we're going to head back green side. Let's just pop that leaderboard up on screen whilst we do, just so we can see how the men are getting on as well, and we can soon get confirmation that it is now Davina Zhang 1 up through 10 in the Women's English Amateur Championship final. First set of 18 in this 36-hole final. So there's the leaderboard currently up on screen. Remember, do have your say. We want to hear from you. Comment away. Get involved. This is all about you today and these players as well. We're just here to capture the emotion as it happens live, to give you a fan's eye view. If you can't be here, don't worry. We are here to bring you the very best live golf. We're going to stay here for 11, then we'll watch them tee off. Before then, we're going to get back in for a cup of coffee before heading down to 17 and 18 to bring you live interviews with all 4 of the players, their caddies if we can as well, whilst they just have a quick break for lunch before getting back out. And then in that next set of 18, we will know who is your 2022 Men's and Women's English Amateur Championships. So do stick around all day, won't you? Confirmation I'm looking at still looks to me as if Joe Sullivan still 1 up. Let me just double check that with the leaderboard. Yeah, so they're still actually on 11, so they haven't, sorry, they have finished 11, aren't they? We're at 11, they're still on 12. So on the tee now, here we go, Abby Teasdale. So safely on the green stuff for Abby. What can Davina do now? And so is Davina as well. So both players finding the green here at 11, the par 3. Davina Zhang 1 up through 10 as they come marching down here. Still a few spectators. I wonder if we can get a few waves from the crowd over there on the right hand side. I wonder if anybody's going to give us a little wave. How you doing, all right?
Are you the film crew?
Yes, yeah.
Are you following the ladies for the last 9?
Well, we're going to follow them to tee off at 12, then we're going to pop the leaderboard up for a bit, head to 17, 18, okay. And then catch the boys, and then the women come through.
The live YouTube feed?
Yeah.
Good. Have a good day.
Thank you, and you, enjoy. I think I always like chatting to the spectators, it's always nice, isn't it? Yes, we are doing the live coverage. If you want to watch more live golf in 2022 as well, head over to live sport now, on YouTube. There's a link in the body of this broadcast. Give it a click, hit subscribe, watch live golf. We're also broadcasting, of course, at England Golf on YouTube as well. If you haven't subscribed there, please do. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter as well, at England Golf. If you haven't already, do tweet, get in touch, retweet, like. Let's get this shown to as many people as we possibly can. We want to give these players the biggest confidence boost we can, although having said that, just reaching the final should do that for them, and of course winning. What a day this is going to be for one of these players, Davina Zhang here, Abby Teasdale. As I said before though, it is no mean feat just to reach the final. You've got to be proud of yourself. But when you get to the final, hey, you want to win it then, don't you? Teasdale just pulled one back at 10. She's only one behind. If this goes in, she could put huge pressure on. It's not a bad effort. And Davina Zhang now with an opportunity to go back to 2 up here. Bit of a bobble on the way. And a couple of pressure putts coming up for both girls here. So good play indeed. We're just going to head to the 12th tee box and watch these women tee off before we then go for a short break. Whilst we do go for a break though, don't worry, we are going to leave the live leaderboard up for you, so you can get yourself a nice cup of coffee, a nice cup of tea whilst you keep an eye on the leaderboard. We are then going to be heading over to the 17th and 18th to watch the men come home for their first set of 18. Remember, it's played over 36 holes here, so we're not going to have a decider just yet in the first set of 18. That will come this afternoon and you will be able to see it all live. So we're going to go through the tunnel here, and I'll pick you up along the way. Let's just pop that live leaderboard on the screen so you can see how things are currently progressing for both the men's and women's English Amateur Championship. Just where you can actually see our little drive through the tunnel as well. Abby Teasdale just in front of us, Davina Zhang now just heading through the tunnel. That's the live leaderboard. You can also watch us drive down through. This is quite unique actually. I don't think we've done this before. This is our first ever visit to Lindrick. We've been to Worksop before. Big thank you to Worksop as well. I'm just going to let the girls go quickly because we're going to have to whiz through in case we do lose tunnel. The Western Tunnel, owned by Lee Westwood, of course. And the third of fingers crossed, we won't lose signal. And hopefully we're back now. We've got Abby just in front of us. We're going to watch them tee off at 12. Then we're going to pop the live leaderboard up for you whilst we head back to the clubhouse and get ourselves ready to catch up with the players at 17 and 18 as they finish their first set of 18. 3 separate broadcasts for you today in total. This is broadcast number 1. Broadcast number 2, you'll be able to hear from the players live. And in the third and final broadcast, extended coverage all the way to the finish of both the men's and women's English Amateur Championship final. And you will feel and see every emotion as it's captured live. Some incredible golf. The emotion is going to be real. You're going to see the trophies being lifted as well. What a day we've got in store for you here at Lindrick. The clouds are still quite threatening, aren't they? We have had rain this morning, although it's disappeared now. It's nice and warm. But it does look like there might be a few rain clouds still sniffing around. So here we are at 12. Let's get a look from behind the girls so we can watch their tee shots here at the 12. So par 4, 364 yards for the women. Here is Abby Teasdale on the tee. It's safe, it's just running the gap, middle of those two trees, far side, fairway side though. Here is Davina Zhang, currently 1 up here on the 12 tee box. Drive an iron for Davina, deciding not to go with a drive. She doesn't look happy, but I don't know why. I think it's a good shot. And both girls, in fact, it's a very good shot from Davina. So we're going to leave the Women's English Amateur Championship there for now whilst they make their way down. I'm going to explain to you what is going to happen now. Right, we are going to go to a short break ourselves. Don't worry, we are going to leave that live leaderboard up on the screen for you so you can keep abreast of all of the action. Once the men start to get a bit closer to 17, we're going to cut that broadcast and we're going to reset up another one, which is where you're going to hear from the players. We're going to catch up with the men as they finish their first set of 18, then both Abby and Davina. You're going to hear from them as they wrap up their first set of 18. Then, of course, we've got the second set of 18. It's the 36-hole final here, of course, at Lindrick. Then we're going to bring you extended coverage all the way to the finish. We are going to know who is going to be our English champion, the English amateur champion here. What a day we've got in store for you. So we're going to head back to the clubhouse, get ourselves a nice cup of coffee, I think, before getting back out on course. Whilst we do that, though, just one big important subject, of course, is sustainability in golf, and England Golf are big drivers of that. Let's just take a little look at the sustainability in golf and what England Golf are doing about it. Roll VT.
We're all aware of the need to become more sustainable in our daily lives, to reduce our carbon footprint, to limit our use of single-use plastics, to increase biodiversity in our fragile ecosystems. All this while ensuring we're helping the local community and being economically responsible. Something else we need to talk about when it comes to sustainability: golf. As the national governing body, England Golf is making sustainability a priority. Our 2021 to 2025 course planner stated that we would advocate and inform on all aspects of sustainability. This was done as part of our role to lead, support, inspire and deliver for our community of golfers, clubs and counties. We're here to lead the discussion and show how golf has the power to be a positive role model when it comes to sustainability. The good news is, by making small changes now, we can provide a bright future for the next generation. Our sustainability plan focuses on 12 principles to help the golf community on its sustainability journey. We'll provide information and resources to help you every step of the way. By working together, we can lower energy consumption, reduce our reliance on critical resources, and conserve nature, all while improving the reputation and longevity of the game. We're just at the beginning of our journey, and we hope you'll join us as we embark on the sustainability drive.